The Philippines is a country rich in history, culture, and traditions, many of which may seem surprising or even shocking to outsiders. Influenced by indigenous beliefs, Spanish colonization, and a mix of Asian and Western influences, Filipino customs are deeply rooted in faith, family, and superstition. Some of these practices may seem unusual, extreme, or even bizarre, but they continue to be part of Filipino life. In this article, we'll explore 10 shocking Filipino traditions, from extreme religious devotion to exotic foods and unique funeral practices. Number 1. Tingin-tingin, forced loan sharing. What's yours is ours. In some rural communities, it's common for friends, neighbors, or relatives to borrow things from you, sometimes permanently. This applies to food, clothes, money, or even household items. While in other cultures, borrowing implies returning, in Filipino society, asking for it back can sometimes be considered impolite. Why does this happen? Filipinos strongly value pakikisama, harmony, and good relations. Generosity is seen as a virtue, and refusing to share can be frowned upon. This practice is more common in tight-knit communities where people rely on each other. Imagine lending something and never seeing it again, but being expected to stay silent about it. Number 2. Hanging coffins of Sagada, the elevated afterlife. In the remote town of Sagada, you'll find an eerie yet fascinating sight. Hundreds of wooden coffins hanging on cliffs instead of being buried underground. This ancient tradition is practiced by the Igorot people and dates back hundreds of years. Why do they do it? They believe it brings the deceased closer to heaven. It protects the dead from floods and wild animals. Only respected elders who die of natural causes can receive this elevated burial. Imagine hiking up a mountain and suddenly spotting dozens of coffins dangling from a cliff. Number 3. Tumbong soup, a dish made from a pig's anus. Filipinos love exotic dishes, but tumbong soup is one of the most unusual. This dish is made from a pig's rectum and intestines, boiled with spices to remove the strong odor before serving. Why do people eat it? It's considered a delicacy among street food lovers. Some believe it's an aphrodisiac, boosts sexual performance. Filipinos are known for the no-waste philosophy. Every part of the animal is used. Would you dare to eat pig rectum in soup? Number 4. Black Nazarene procession, religious devotion to the extreme. Every January 9th, millions of Filipinos participate in the Traslacion, a religious procession in Manila where a centuries-old statue of the Black Nazarene is carried through the streets. Devotees go barefoot, push through massive crowds, and even climb on top of others just to touch the statue, believing it grants miracles and healing. Why do Filipinos do this? Many believe the statue has supernatural powers. It is a form of penance and sacrifice. The Black Nazarene has survived fires, earthquakes, and wars, symbolizing resilience. People get injured and even die due to the intense crowding, yet they still come back every year. Number 5. Pasma, the disease that science doesn't recognize. Many Filipinos believe that doing something cold, like showering, right after something hot, like working out, can cause pasma, a condition that leads to trembling hands, cramps, or muscle pain. Why do people believe in pasma? It has been passed down from generation to generation. Older Filipinos strongly believe in natural balance between heat and cold. Despite no medical evidence, many still avoid bathing after sweating. Some Filipinos will refuse to take a bath after working out, even in hot weather. Number 6. Self-whipping and crucifixion. During Holy Week. Every Holy Week, Semana Santa, some Filipino devotees take extreme religious measures. Some whip themselves bloody in the streets, while others voluntarily get nailed to wooden crosses, just like Jesus. Why do they do this? They believe it cleanses their sins. It is seen as a form of devotion and sacrifice. Some do it as a way to repay a miracle they received. Would you ever voluntarily get nailed to a cross as part of your faith? Number 7. Sukob, the curse of wedding siblings in the same year. A common Filipino superstition says that if two siblings get married in the same year, bad luck will follow them. Some couples even postpone their wedding just to avoid sukob. Why do people believe in this? It's said to divide good fortune between two families. Some believe that one of the marriages will end in tragedy. In some cases, couples break off their engagement just because of this superstition. 8. Kamayan, eating with bare hands. In Filipino feasts, especially boodle fights, people eat without utensils, just using their bare hands. Food is spread on banana leaves, and everyone digs in together. Why do Filipinos do this? It enhances the taste and experience of food. It promotes bonding and equality during meals. It's a pre-colonial tradition still practiced today. If you're used to forks and spoons, this might feel very messy at first. Number 9. Cutting hair. After a funeral is bad luck. Some Filipinos believe that cutting your hair after attending a wake or funeral will bring bad luck or even death to another family member. Some even avoid bathing right after attending a funeral. Why? It is believed that spirits may still be attached to you. Cutting hair is said to cut off your luck. Even in modern times, many Filipinos still follow this strictly. 10. Balut, the ultimate Filipino fear factor. Challenge. Balut is a fertilized duck egg with a nearly developed embryo inside. It is boiled and eaten straight from the shell, complete with feathers, beak, and all. Why do people eat it? It's considered a delicacy and an aphrodisiac. It's packed with protein and nutrients. Can you eat a baby duck inside an egg? Filipino traditions are deeply rooted in culture, religion, and superstition. While some may seem strange or extreme to outsiders, they play a significant role in Filipino identity and beliefs. These customs reflect the country's unique blend of history, faith, and tradition, making the Philippines one of the most culturally rich nations in the world. Some of these practices may shock you, while others may fascinate you. But whether it's hanging coffins, eating pigs' intestines, or voluntary crucifixions, each of these traditions holds a special place in Filipino society. What do you think about these shocking Filipino traditions? Have you experienced any of them, or do you know someone who follows them? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like this video to support the channel. Share this with your friends to see their reactions. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our latest content. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.